Hello and welcome to the channel. My name's ESG and today we're going to be taking a look at what fighter as well as tank builds I use in Hearts of Iron 4 Gotterdammerung. As you can see, it's June 18th, 1941. I've just completed Operation Sea Lion and I've already completed Operation Barbarossa. So how did I get here? Well, it was from building these tanks and planes. So first we'll go over the plane build. And as you can see here, I have greater than a 10-to-1 KD ratio against fighters in the English Channel. So over months, our fighters lost is 47. The enemy fighters lost is 663. So you could see here that against the AI, this plane build that I'm showing you works exceptionally well. If we extrapolate that over the years, I also have a 10-to-1 KD ratio. So let's check out the fighter build here. As you can see, I have 3 times 4 heavy machine guns applied to the advanced airframe fighter. I have also applied Messerschmitt. You can see the bonuses here that Messerschmitt apply. Max speed, 35%. Agility, 33%, air attack, 20%, and range, 5%. The range is 552 without drop tanks, so I'm not really concerned about the range of this particular fighter, especially against the AI. I have engine 3, and I also have 2 levels of armor plates. The main stats here for the fighter are going to be air defense of 19, that's going to give it survivability. Air attack of 64, that's going to give the fighter the ability to take down enemy fighters. And more importantly is agility, which is basically whether you hit something or not, of 60. So keeping agility high is probably the most important stat. Okay, so this is how I optimize the MIO Messerschmitt. As you can see, I go for these arrows first, and that gives you the max speed and agility. So it's going to allow your fighter to hit more. After I choose these 3 arrow badges, I just go straight down the middle. And that gives us more air attack, speed, agility. And then at the bottom here, you get extra range, as well as air attack and max speed. So that's how I optimize Messerschmitt to build the fighter that I showed you. Next, I'm going to show you my tank build, a medium tank Panzer IV. So you have to kind of speed through your medium tank research to get to, this is the 1940 version of the medium tank chassis. And essentially, it just gives you higher reliability as you go down the research tree here. As war breaks out, most of my tank chassis are just the Panzer III, and I'm starting to build the improved medium tank chassis. The Panzer III is going to be fine as you start war. Okay, here's the tank design that I used for the Battle of France and the Battle of Poland. We have the 3-man turret, the medium cannon, which balances soft attack and hard attack. We have the improved radio with a defensive bonus of 40% and a breakthrough of 25. And then we have 3 light machine gun slots here, and that's going to give us additional defense and soft attack. I use torsion bar suspension in order to keep the reliability high. Now, Daimler-Benz is a little more buffed at this point. So reliability at the Battle of Poland and France should be around 85%, but these stats are slightly buffed because it's June 1941 and Daimler-Benz is a little bit better. And then I don't upgrade the engine and armor for the Battle of Poland, Battle of France. The main stats that I look for on the tank is speed, so that we can move around the map and make encirclements, the soft attack, breakthrough, as well as the defense. Those are my main stats. In armor rating for 1939 of 28, you're not going to get pierced. So essentially, this tank is serviceable for that era. All right, here is my Barbarossa tank. It's a Panzer IV, so it's the upgraded tank chassis. And as I stated before, you'll get extra reliability as you go through the tank tech tree. I have the 3-man turret. I have also upgraded to the improved medium cannon for the extra soft and hard attack. We still have radio 2, and then you apply the goofy small cannon because it's actually going to give you extra soft and hard attack. That's quite good. And then I still have the light machine gun here. I got a little lazy with my build. I typically go with the extra ammo storage because that is going to buff your breakthrough and defense. So this would actually be the better tank. The reliability is a little low there, but at this point, our production is quite good. So even if we lose a lot of tanks to reliability, I'd rather just have the punching power of this tank. But this tank right here is going to slap, and it's going to slap hard. At a soft attack of 46, it's basically double the soft attack of our pre-war medium tank. The armor at 38 is going to hold up well against the medium tanks that you're going to go up against in Barbarossa and Sea Lion. The breakthrough is excellent. Breakthrough is going to be defense on the offense. So as you attack, less tanks are going to be destroyed. You're going to lose less manpower and less supply to fighting offensive battles. So breakthrough is really where the tanks shine. And then the max speed of 8.8 kilometers an hour is going to mean that if you have supply, you're going to move incredibly fast. So here is my Barbarossa and Sea Lion tank. It worked fine. You could make some modifications to this, but I would recommend this tank. Next, I'm going to show you that I use the MIO Daimler-Benz, and early on, we're going to go for the plus 5% reliability. Then we're going to go the max speed 2%, defense 2%. It's more for the defense. It's not really that much of a buff, to be honest with you, but it's a little something extra. Then we're going to improve the soft attack and defense. And then as we're heading into war, I like to improve the production efficiency cap and gain as we get into the Panzer IV, as well as the production output. Then I like to head down here and buff the piercing and hard attack, as well as the soft attack and production output cost. If you're noticing that you're not piercing the enemy tanks, which against the AI, I doubt that that's the case, you can use the tungsten tipped rounds to buff your piercing and hard attack. And then finally, you could further buff your reliability and max speed with improved tracks. So that's how I upgrade Daimler-Benz. Next, we're going to go ahead and look at the pre-war tank template. And as you can see, we have these motorized infantry battalions here, as well as the medium tank battalions to give us a combat width of 30. The combat widths that you're going to be dealing with in planes is going to be 70. So 2 of these templates will fit into a combat width of 70. You could go 35 to optimize this combat width. That's fine. That works very well. It'll work better as a matter of fact. But 30 works fine. And you're going to be able to attack really well in plains or even in hills. And you're going to get extra combat bonuses in plains and hills with tanks. So the combat width of 30 is going to work fine. It's not fully optimized, but it works well against AI. You can see here that this is a more fully upgraded tank, but your soft attack is going to be 477. Your hard attack is going to be 264, breakthrough 695, piercing 63. That's going to pierce anything. Pre-war, that's going to be lower because your tanks are going to be worse. And your speed is also going to be lower, but a speed of 9 is going to move really fast on the map as long as you have supply. So moving into the support companies, you can see here that I use the Armored Recon Company. Let's compare that to the Motorized Recon Company. As you can see, you get a little bit of everything that's better. You get a little more reliability, a little more soft attack, a little more defense, a little more piercing. So overall, you're just going to get that little extra bonus to your stats that is going to give the tank template that much more punching power. You're going to get plenty of light tanks that you receive from France and Czechoslovakia. And I usually use 1 mil at the start of the game on light tank so that we have enough of the Armored Recon Company for all the wars. Next, we have the Engineer Company. You're going to start with that. We've got the Support Artillery. That's going to give you a little extra soft attack. And most importantly is the Support Anti-Air. The reason why you keep the Support Anti-Air in your armored division is that it allows you to stave off enemy air attacks and move quicker through the map. So essentially, the enemy air attacks will slow down your tanks. And if you don't have air superiority over your tank micro, you're immediately going to notice that your tanks don't attack as well and don't move as fast. But the support anti-air company allows the tank division to move faster despite enemy air overhead. So this is essential to your tank template. Now, I also use Armored Signal Company, and the Armor Signal Company is a new tech with the Gotterdammerung DLC. You need a special vehicle in order to use this company, and it's going to be the Armored Support Vehicle. So if I look at this over Signal Company, so this is a variant of the Signal Company, you could see with Signal Company, you actually get a little more breakthrough, but all the other stats are much reduced. I get extra 6 soft attack, extra 3 hard attack. I also get an extra 10 defense. My initiative goes up by 2%. Supply use is a little bit more. My organization is a little bit more. And my recovery rate is a little bit more. The Armored Signal Company is really, really good. The Armored Signal tech is down here after Signal Company. And you can only unlock this tech if you do one of the special projects, the Military Engineering Vehicle. This special project is available at the beginning of the game. So you can see you can also use the Assault Engineering Company. I don't use this because it takes up a lot of production and you have to also research this, but I just go for the Armored Signal Company because I find that the bonuses are a little better because it's more offensive oriented. So after you research the Military Engineer Vehicle under the special projects, that unlocks the ability to then research Armored Signal Company, and that is going to make the tanks really good. So after you get the Armored Support Vehicle and you research the tech, you're going to be able to produce this Armored Support Vehicle, and it comes already upgraded for you. Note, I did not apply the MIO. If you apply the MIO, I can just do it right now. All of a sudden, it's not clear which vehicle to use, and you can't change the picture. So it's kind of annoying to do that, so I just don't apply the MIO. Now, obviously, if you want to apply the MIO, you do get extra bonuses, but it's a little confusing to me, so I don't do it. But just note that the picture gets changed to a generic picture. You can apply the MIO here and still put it into production, but the picture becomes a generic vehicle. So this is something that you have to build under your production screen in order to staff those support companies, the Armored Signal Company. As I'm starting war, I transition into this tank template. The only difference is the motorized battalions become mechanized battalions. I rush the mech research, and I usually get it early 1939. I get the bonus to mech research by going down the army branch of the Germany focus tree. So you go right, you go develop modern maneuver warfare, adopt new Panzer doctrine, instill Aufgrads tactics, and then you get down to Panzer Grenadier. Reduce ahead of time penalty by 1 year. So when you get this, that's when I start researching mech. And then I start turning out mech in about June of 1939. You could get it a little before that if you just change your focus tree order. So by the Battle of France, I usually have 2 divisions that are this template right here, and they work exceptionally well for the Battle of France. And then I stick with this division template for Barbarossa and Sea Lion. As a matter of fact, I just stick with it for the rest of the game. So that's going to be it for this tank and plane build guide. Thank you guys for joining me. If you guys learned something, if you enjoyed this content, please consider giving a like and subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one.